What is the big deal about 1099s? Well, I wanted to record a quick video to hopefully communicate its importance. What are the IRS's requirements? What are the penalties for not complying? And applicable due dates. Firstly, what is the big deal about 1099s? Well, first of all, the IRS requires it. It's required. And if you don't comply, there's some pretty stiff penalties, as little as $50 per 1099, and depending on how late they're filed, it can go up to $270 per 1099. And if the IRS determines you willfully neglected the 1099 filing requirements, that penalty could be $550 per 1099 with no limit as to the penalties and interest that they can charge against you. So, needless to say, it's pretty important to stay in compliance. So, what are the requirements here? So any payments that are made throughout the year that are $600 or more to any individual, a partnership, an LLC, a limited partnership, or an estate, those need to be 1099. Um, the rules as far as exceptions can be confusing, but there are some exceptions that most businesses are pretty common in meeting. So any payments made to a C Corp or an S Corp, not required, right? You don't have to 1099 them. Any payments made to an LLC or partnership that taxed as a C Corp or an S Corp, don't need to 1099 them as well. Any payments that are made throughout the year through a debit card or a credit card through your business, don't need to 1099 those payments. However, any Venmo payments, those still need to be 1099. So a few wrinkles in those exceptions. What about payments to lawyers? Well, interestingly enough, it seems like the IRS doesn't trust lawyers. Don't know why. I have a few lawyer friends of my own. They're pretty upstanding people. But any payments made throughout the year to a lawyer, no matter how little or how much, all of those payments need to be made, need to be reported to a 1099. And of course, any rent payments should be reported as well. Now, how do you figure out whether someone's an S Corp, LLC, C Corp? That's the purpose of the W-9 form. So the W-9 form is simply a form you should be requiring from your vendors so that you can show you've diligently applied the compliance to the 1099 reporting rules, because the only way you're going to know whether a vendor needs to be 1099 is the information that's going to be on that W-9 form. So it's really important that you get that W-9 form for all your vendors that you're paying more than $600. Now, best practice, my advice, get that W-9 before you pay them anything. This way, you only have to ask for it once. You have it on file for as long as you do business with them. That shows that you've done the due diligence to determine who needs to be 1099 and who doesn't. And then what are the deadlines? Well, the 1099 need to be electronically filed. No paper filing here. So in order to get that in, the deadline to file is January 31st with the IRS. However, our internal deadline here at John Sanchez and Company, January 13th. If you can get it sooner, that would be super great. But it gives us enough time to make sure we've accounted for all the payments, reconciled them all, and prepared the e-filing transmittal so that we can meet that January 31st deadline. Again, all this to make sure you stay in compliance with the 1099 rules, keep you out of hot water with the IRS, and keep everyone happy. If you have any questions, any concerns, please feel free to email us, give us a call, reach out. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you.